Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Massive ep. The Phillies are rolling. Did the Mets and Padres save their season? Players only. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. I'm going to say top 10% episode coming right now.
Oh my God.
Which would mean what? One of our top 68
16.
episodes?
Yeah, I was going to round up 69.
Trevor Plouffe, live from MC Studios. Myself, BBD, Manhattan. Might have myself a Manhattan after this. I'm running so damn hot. A huge week of baseball brought to you by SeatGeek, code Talkin'. Actually, you know what? All you NL stands, I want the DH gone. The pitcher's hitting is cool. Guess what?
Nobody says that. Nobody says that.
Huge episode for the NL. AL, kind of soft this episode. Speaking of, Trevor Plouffe, how are you doing? We're going to see each other soon. We have our weird brother wrestling each other energy going on right now.
Yeah.
I feel like
as soon as
you're going to walk up to Jess and kiss her on the lips and just look at me like, who's going to say something?
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I might come up and punch you right in the face. Set the tone for the weekend.
Establish your dominance.
There is some energy here. I woke up early today, did some prep work. I went live on IG. I don't know why I do that. I feel like sometimes you just peel the curtain back a little bit. I want people to see how stupid you are in the morning and what I have to deal with. So I get a little bit of sympathy. That's basically what happened. Yes, All-Star week is approaching quickly. 2 more games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 3 more games. Then we get the break. The players are excited about it. You get those 4 days. What are you going to do with them? You're going to rest. If you have a family, guess what? You're not resting. You got to go do a bunch of stuff with your family, even though you just want to sit around and do nothing. But that's called making a sacrifice. Okay.
Do you guys ever punt? Not punt, but were there teams going into the All-Star break that, maybe those final 3 games heading into break, the team wasn't necessarily locked in?
You have to stay locked in. That's basically the topic around the league this weekend. Will be guys,
okay,
let's stay locked in. We got 3 games until the break, and we're gonna. Hey, then you have your fun in 3 days. But these Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, let's lock in. Let's go in and create some momentum for the second half.
Yes, Coach Gardenhire.
Whatever, bro. Whatever. What did you just say, bro? I'm just trying to put a freaking barrel on the ball. It's hard.
Me and Chris Archer in the back.
Man, I miss Arch. Me, him, and
Hit up
Snellzilla
Arch.
back in the day. When I was just on the bench riding it with the Rays, and we would just have the conversations. We got into some simulation talk, those guys and I.
You 3. That's
We're a problem, yeah.
It's a bad crew. That might be why the Rays sent you out, dude. I think they saw you talking to some of the kids and they were like, "Whoa, we can't have this."
You think you make an impact, your presence is felt when you come around my neighborhood. When Archer lived here for off season, I mean, he ran the place.
Yeah.
So another thing you're second place at.
Trevor, okay. Another reason this episode is going to be so electric. Trev, I haven't talked ball in a minute, dude. It's been a week. I missed the Monday ep.
I know.
Because I'm a NASCAR guy now. We do all JM, which is, highlighting dudes, sure. But I haven't talked ball in a week. So I'm excited to chop it up with you. Huge National League. Again, our team's saving their season. And Trev, you don't even know. You came in, again, we were being big brother, little brother this morning and just kind of punching each other with words. This new partner with John Boy Media.
Oh.
Tommy John. Trev, I have a whole script. I'm not going to read a word of it because that's what our partner's like. Trev, the day of my wedding. You want to know the underwear I wore? Tommy John.
Tommy John.
Tommy John. You're all over it. I'm glad you're so
all
locked.
over that.
Glad you're so locked in today. Trev, you'll love this. This is such Jake BS. I have one pair of Tommy John underwear, and I basically plan my week around it. I'm like, ooh, which day am I going to wear my Tommy John? I'm currently planning on wearing them to the home run derby that we're going to. We'll be there.
So you got your good pair.
You want to know the secret, Trev? I've been waiting for this because I'm going full Tommy John. They're going to be, you get older and you realize you got to take care of some things. I'm going full Tommy John. And I myself, I'm not even going to bump the sales team. I'm cooking the books. I'm going to TommyJohn.com/Talkin. 20% off your first order with Tommy John. TommyJohn.com/Talkin. There's a link in the description. Fellas, I'm careful. And if you've heard it in some of our reads before, some other underwear has been mentioned, and I kind of bite my lip a little bit. These are my guys. So join me. Let's go full Tommy John. They're high class. It's not some of this low, throw on a pair, buy them at the store for a couple bucks. They're real deal. They're legit, but it's worth it. Take care of your biscuits. Summer's here. Your balls are sticking to your leg. Get some Tommy Johns. TommyJohn.com/Talkin. 20% off.
Let me say this. I agree with everything you just said. We're all going full Tommy John. I think we're going to do a shoot, you and I, underwear shoot, just to show off. But I'm warning you right now. Home Run Derby comes around Monday, July 10th or 11th, whatever that day is. I am going to make sure. I'm going to check.
Okay. Good.
I'm going to check to see if you have your Tommy Johns on, and I'll send a picture out to the world.
Wouldn't it be crazy, Trev? I mean, we've kissed at the Home Run Derby before. So yeah. People forget that. People forget that. And Trev, you're currently joking about our underwear shoot?
No, I'm not. I suggested it to our sales team.
We'll talk offline. Like, there's something brewing.
I have a great tan right now, so we should probably get it going.
You and me both getting tight for an event in December. Maybe if we can plan the shoot around there.
Let's get into some ball.
Let's talk some National League Baseball. Massive National League episode, and it starts with your St. Louis Cardinals. Jack Flaherty shuts him out. 6.29 hits. No Cardinals done that since Jason Marquis. Pump it into my veins. Nolan Arenado, we're fist pumping. What a homer. That was the only game they won of the 4-game set. Fish with arms, baby, but fish with bats. They put up double digits in those middle 2 games. 15 runs. Whoo! 10 spot against the Liberatore. Jorge Soler, he's an all-star. We'll see him. Garrett Cooper with a big game. Yuli Gurriel in the first one with 2 ribeyes. The Fish, we have a serious case here of Jakey Analytics. One team's winning games, one team ain't. And the Fish are winning baseball games. They take 3 out of 4. Dodgers take 3 out of 4 from my Pirates. Dodgers, behind a couple nice performances. Max Muncy, good to see him back. Didn't talk about him on All JM. He has a big game in that first one. JD Martinez, snubbed. Frederick Freeman, casual 3 for 4. Utility player Mookie Betts at shortstop with 2 doubles in that final game. They take 3 out of 4 from Pittsburgh. The game the Pirates do win, they put up big runs. Sawinski, Nick Gonzalez, sure, why not? Don't care, over it. Cubs and Brewers, they split 4. Brewers, they take the bread games, double meat, 4-gamer. Some offense in this series. Christian Yelich, you might hear about him a chunk this episode. He is going, and it's fun. It's good to have Yelly back. The games, Jahmai Jones almost gave him my award. Big pinch hit, awesome for him. Cubs, they win those middle 2. I don't know, 4-game split. Doesn't put a ton of lead in my pencil. Cody Bellinger 4-hit game does, though. Trev, your Cincinnati Reds. Did they go undrafted with you, Jolly, and BBD? Just asleep at the wheel? Not me. I'm going to take a whole undrafted team and beat your guys' ass because the Cincinnati Reds sweep the Nats 4 games. Should Ellie De La Cruz be an all-star? Cool conversation, national media. Chris Rose. No! Matt McClain should be over him. Don't get me hot. Don't get me hot. Red sweep the Nats. Spencer Steer, how's your 4-hit day? Ellie's got a couple multi-hit games in there. Tyler Stevenson, he's entering date my daughter territory. Hot.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Mets. Mets sweep my Snakes, Trev, in one of those games. Dramatic fashion. How about Francisco Alvarez, the kid, letting it eat? Most go-ahead home runs in Major League Baseball this year. Mets are going nuts in the dugout. Tough for my Snakes. Hate that it happened to them. But boy, did the New York Metropolitans need this. They get a huge day from Lindor in the final game. Kodai Senga. How many teams are regretting not signing that guy for 5 for 75? Sheesh. Huge series for the New York Mets, and that is what happened in the National League.
You're something else, Pop.
I'm so hot right now. I want to bump into someone on the streets.
Hey.
Just like some 12-year-old kid. What? In the National League, the Atlanta Braves, we'll see if we even need to talk about them. They've basically won their last 20 games, 58-28. The second place team that, Trevor, I'll give you some love right now. The Miami Marlins are 51-38. That is a pretty boy record. Holy smokes. The Phillies are a little bit on there, but are the 3 hottest teams in the NL East? No, Jake, because the Cincinnati Reds exist. Mets fighting for fighting. Nats okay. Reds are 49-39. Hot team. Good record now. Brewers are 2 games back. Cubbies are 40-46. Pirates, half game below them. Cards, yeah. Snakes are 50-38. The Marlins have a better record than the Snakes. Think about that one. Dodgers, half game back. Giants are 47-40. Padres, 41-46. Rockies exist. Trevor Plouffe, we are a Crown Pod. This one started out with the team I just complimented you on. Miami Marlins are no joke.
They are what now? 21-5 in 1-run games. I believe they still have a negative run differential, which is just interesting. I know that's not the best way to judge a team, but it means something, right? They might have gotten it up now with some of these runs.
-10. -10.
They're -10 still, even after putting up 15 runs against 2 on the 4th of July. No, it was a big series for them. I mean, look, the Cardinals we know what the Cardinals are doing. They're struggling. A nice game there in the first one. Braxton Garrett, that's Dalton's guy, doing his thing. Then they got to Waino in the second game. Luzardo's been going off. So that's, the formula, we know what the formula is for them. Like, you have the starters going. You're getting some timely hitting. Sometimes this offense is exploding like they did on the 4th of July. That was kind of nice. But I believe, Jake, if I'm not mistaken, they have the 3rd best record in the National League. And let that sink in a little bit, dude.
Trev, what if I can one-up you? 2nd best in the NL.
The 2nd best winning percentage in the NL?
Yes.
Behind the Braves?
Yes.
It's real deal, man. It's real deal. I want to know what their I'm looking it up right now because I'm very curious. I always want to know. We know they can pitch. The hitting's been, it is what it is. It'll show up when they need to be. They know how to play close games, all that. Defensively, I'm looking right now. They're just middle of the road, man. Not even. They're 18th overall in defensive runs saved with a +3. They're the last positive team on this chart. So they're getting it done somewhat there, but they're just winning, man. They're just winning ball games, and they're beating up on the teams they need to beat up on, like the Cardinals here. Solaire's doing his thing. They're getting contributions kind of up and down the lineup. You mentioned Cooper going a little bit here. It seems like they've just tiptoed up into second place. Like no one really is talking about the Marlins. No one's really mentioning them when they're saying who's the top of the NL, the class of the NL. It's the Braves. We always talk about the Reds. They're so exciting. What they're doing. Oh, the Phillies are hot now. Schwarber's gotten hot in June. They're going now. It's like no one mentions the Marlins. The second best record in the National League or in all of baseball.
National League.
Third in all of baseball, I think.
Trev, I believe in winning, and they're winning games. Winning's contagious. I also think losing's contagious. And when Jordan Hicks throws that ball away, holy smokes. I've got people tagging me saying, do the Joey Wendell voice. I've got Cardinals fans that, for me, that's it.
Is that the nail in the coffin? Because you have
yes.
Jordan Walker come up and he hits the bomb, the go-ahead bomb. It's like, hey, he's thinking, I'm going to go out in Miami tonight. I just hit go-ahead bomb. I'm young.
I'm the man.
Let's go I'm the man. This game's on me. Get on my back.
Yeah.
And then what happens? A ground ball back to the pitcher to end the game.
And I on my flight back from Chicago, I watched The Replacements. Not The Replacements. I watched what's the other? Remember the Titans. Getting a little emotional on the plane. And when Sunshine, the quarterback, comes in, you can throw the ball a mile, but you can't make a 3-yard pitch. Jordan Hicks throws 104, just airmails the first baseman. And Trev, that was the final and only nail for me. Because the other thing that I'm too much of a fan of this, but we also see it every year that for the first 2.5 months of the season, if you go on a 10-game win streak, like, you're good. Like, if you're a bad team, you're back to 500. If you're a good team, you're one of the elites. We're talking about the Miami Marlins with the second best record in the National League. The Cardinals' math is done. They're 36-51. It's a 414 winning percentage. They would have to be, again, not a math pod. Their number to get to 500 is a really good record, and they don't have that in the tank.
They're 15 games under 500 right now. They're 27th in the league as far as winning percentage. The only teams behind them, can you name them? I bet you can. There's 4 teams underneath them. See if you can name them.
Nationals.
Yes.
Oakland A's.
Yes.
Kansas City Royals.
Yes.
And Rockies.
Yes.
Show.
And then the Cardinals. I mean, yes.
It's crazy, dude.
The guys are going to leave. I mean, you have to trade Flaherty. He's actually pitched really well. Back-to-back starts, I believe he's had like shutout starts, no runs. Pitching himself back into the conversation. He should go somewhere. I'm hoping that maybe they let Goldie go to the Twins. I don't know if they want to do that.
Goldie to the Twins. He's getting reunited with the Snakes, Trev. Read a book.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do, who they sell, but it's going to happen. I mean, I don't want to call him dead. I think you already did for me. It's been very disappointing. But, I mean, I don't know. I want to talk more about the Marlins and what they've been able to do.
The game they lose, Yuri Perez drops it on the table again. 6 innings, 1 earned run to lower his ERA to 2.36. So Marlins in the new playoff format are a problem, and it feels like it's finally happening, and you've teased it for a couple years now that, dude, when that first week of October happens and you've got to go up against their guys, you are on a level playing field. And they
I know
might be
we
better.
say this. We're gonna say this about a lot of teams leading up into the trade deadline, but like they have what you need. They have the starters. Like, let's go do something. Like, let's go make an impact trade, get a bat, and let's really put ourselves in a conversation for a World Series contender.
You think you're?
I know it's not that easy. I understand that,
Right.
but like you're in a position now where you could do that. So it's like you got to strike.
You think your guy Jeets is regretting leaving?
Don't make me answer questions like that. I'm running hot right now. Do not make me answer questions like that.
Let me hit you with 2 baseballisms. One we just covered. We're heading into the break. Let's get hot. Keep that momentum going. Okay. We're not there yet. The other thing that I think we need to think about this Cardinals team, there's a lot of baseballisms that we shrug, and I remember we laughed when Lance Lynn was on the show, and he was like, dude, if I have a bad start and the team loses, I say, I wasn't good enough, didn't have it today. That's his post-game presser. If the team wins, he says, team played really well, we look good today. Like, that's not being a media person, just Lance Lynn. But 2, baseball players have to tell themselves, because it's a sick sport, don't get too high, don't get too low, all of that. And, it's going to happen, and we're going to make the turn and get around the corner. Think about being the Cardinals. There's a lot of dudes in that clubhouse that those baseballisms, you don't say and believe anymore. You don't say, we're about to turn the corner. No. You get the work every series that, man, I'm very interested to see their trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean they've blown a ton of games late. The bullpen hasn't been good for them. There's just a lot of different reasons. I mean, it's the pitching, 26th in ERA for their starters, 24th in ERA for their relievers, 28th in WHIP for their starters, 26th in WHIP for their relievers. That's just not going to get the job done. It's not. So
crazy. An unreal season for them for all the wrong reasons. Gene Segura.
I wanted to mention one thing.
Injection, that was funny too.
The Marlins record 51-38, right?
Yeah.
51-38. They're 1-9 against the Braves.
I say this.
They're 8 games under 500 to the Braves this year. If they played 4 or 500 ball against the Braves, I'd put them at 5-5. Would get them 4 extra wins. We'd be talking about a 55-34 team, and that would that put them at the top?
Could I tell you though? I can spin that as an optimism. Again, going into the new playoff format, if you're the Marlins and that beatdown continues, and say you link up with the Braves in the playoffs, you win that first playoff game, and those numbers are gone.
The Padres did it to the Dodgers.
Right?
Last year. Remember that? 111 games. Who gives a fuck?
Cool season.
That's how it is. I mean, that's it, right? Look at my Snakes, my U team, 2-13 regular season. Who's got the ring? We do. Got hot.
Evan Longoria. Oh, I might need you to reach out to Longo. Going to a Snakes game in August.
In Minnesota?
We'll talk about it. No, dude.
He's going to be there when I'm there.
High T.
He's coming to Lake House. Let's go.
Don't say those words to me. Trev.
Wait, was that the first series? We need to go, bro. What's happening?
Well, dude, that was probably the biggest one. Because Dodgers Pirates, I don't know what you have. At Dodgers, they take 3 out of 4. Pirates again you take away that April, and it's been ugly for the Pirates. I like to see Miggy Rojas with a big game in that first one, but I don't know. Maybe Max Muncy can get going again for the Dodgers because he all JM to not talked about. He missed some time too. A good performance by their bullpen in the first game. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't have a ton on this one.
I think we got to shout out Johnny DeLuca.
Woo!
Watching this on the 4th of July. First homer of his career. 17th game played. I don't know if you mentioned all this. I didn't really listen to you.
No.
But he gave the Dodgers the lead after they Storm back there. Yeah, I mean, look, the Dodgers are going. The Dodgers are going to be there. I believe that even before, like we're going to mention Corbin Carroll got something going on with his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's not good for them. But even before that, I mean, all the projections, all of the odds were that the Dodgers were still going to win the NL West, even though they were 3 or 4 games back. It's just, it seems like they're inevitable. The pitching has got to figure itself out. I'm still kind of really believing that Kershaw's just taking some rest right now. But they need to get healthy there, and they probably need to add there, and I think they're going to. Chris Rose is convinced they're going to do a 2-for-1 bullpen and starter, like maybe do like a Joe Kelly, Lucas Giolito, or a Ronaldo Lopez, Lucas Giolito, bring him over. They've done that before. But they're so good. JD Martinez has been so good for them, man. Like they got Daniel Hudson back, which is a nice help for their bullpen.
That's the only thing I think I'd counter Chris Rose's old ass with is that the Dodgers have a lot of bodies coming back, and they didn't make moves this free agency that they might just be in it this year, and they're saving every penny for Shohei, like we've talked about. Only team with 3 players with 20 homers.
Interesting.
Muncy Betts.
Really?
Muncy Betts and JD Martinez. Yeah.
Braves don't have that? They have Olsen, they have Acuna.
I think they just have 26 players with 15 homers. I think
it's unbelievable.
Cubs-Brewers, Trev, they end up splitting 4. Unfortunately, I wish I had more on this series. I don't know. Are you talking about Yelich later? Did that...
We'll talk about Yelich later.
Okay.
I mean, there was some good baseball being played here. Cubs are an interesting team to talk about because we're still kind of seeing what they're going to do if they can, kind of get back to where they need to. It doesn't really seem like that's going to happen. So they have a lot of pieces to move. I mentioned Bellinger. He's been playing really well. He's got some numbers. He's on the 1-year deal. What's going to happen there? Stroman just announced he's not going to pitch in the All-Star game. He wants to rest, which it's a contract year. So yeah, bro,
Yeah.
Like, don't throw any meaningless innings that you don't have to. I'm down for that. The Brew Crew, man. We're talking a lot about the Reds,
right,
and what they've been able to do, but the Brewers, they've been kind of keeping pace with them. They're sitting 2 games back right now. I'm curious to see what they're going to do at the deadline. Tehran kind of got touched up for the first time in the first game, 6 earned runs there. And then Wade Miley, kind of the same thing. Those have been the 2 like unsung heroes for the Brewers. They've been pitching really well. 2 not so great starts here. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good race. You talk about the Reds and they're all anyone wants to talk about, but I know they've been winning the games. I know they just swept a 4-game set, but I believe it's going to come down to it. I don't think they're going to just take this division by storm. I think the Brewers are going to be there with them.
2 important series this weekend. I forgot to mention it with the Marlins. I was talking about it with my baseball euphemisms. Marlins, Phillies. 2 teams playing well, jockeying for in the standings. Brewers, Reds this weekend in a series that matters to both those teams. Cubs, I don't know. I guess surprise me. Stroman and Steele have been so good, and there's some numbers you like there. Again, we're at that point of the season that like they're 40 and 46. I could still throw my Hail Mary of win 10 straight games and you'll be fine, but they haven't shown me that that's happening, and man, there are not going to be a lot of Cody Bellingers available at the deadline that if Cody Bellinger was available, be tough not to press that button. Interesting couple weeks in Chicago.
This series had some really good moments. You mentioned Jahmai Jones.
Yeah.
In the first game, Ian Happ kind of took a game over defensively, throwing a couple guys out, which was really cool. Then you have like Victor Caratini hitting the homer off of Fulmer, which is a bomb, puts them ahead. Like there were some really cool moments in this series, and that's always a fun series, Milwaukee and the Cubs.
Yeah, the beautiful people in that neck of the woods. And yeah, the Jahmai Jones, I know we've referenced it a couple times now. His first big league at bat since 2021, pinch hit, 3-run double. So that's I was almost going to give him my award just because, man, to be toiling and doing the minor league thing for 2 years and that's your first one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Talkman, former Yankee, right?
Yeah.
Nice double there off of Williams.
Producer Tom Prizeman's favorite player, Mike Talkin.
That's right. That's right. So shout out Tom Prizeman.
Yeah.
Him and I get in arguments all the time. Why is that?
Tom is
love Tom.
Tom, Kyle, we have some sports.
Kyle's been getting testy with me lately too.
We have some sports debate people in this office, and they won't be shy if they feel some type of way. Speaking of feeling some type of way, I don't know what to say anymore. The Cincinnati Reds, they sweep 4 against the Nats. Trev, everyone hits. Everyone hits. That's where the NL is stacked, and there's a lot to talk about. But I don't know what I have to say that's new about the Reds.
I mean, I know it's the Nationals, so usually we say, you swept the Nationals, great. But you see the 4-game set, a 4-game set. I mean, this is the stuff you need to do, to stay atop these divisions. You got to stay hot. I think the Reds are a great baseball team. I've talked about many times. Their hitting is excellent up and down the lineup. They're able to score runs. They answer. They score in bunches. All that good stuff. But the pitching also showed up for them this series. Graham Ashcraft had a nice start. Luke Weaver had a nice start, which is nice to see. Why is Siri just came on and saying something about Graham Ashcraft right now on my computer? Why?
Did you say Siri?
Shut up.
I'm trying to think what you said. Anything close to Siri? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm sorry.
There. No idea. I mean, look, yeah. What else can we say about this Reds team? Votto was in a little mini. Votto was in a mini slump. Came out of it. He's having a great time. Trolling, saying he's a young kid. He's young. He's hip. He's drinking Fresca and playing video games. Kind of love that whole shtick.
I'm all in on that. I'm all in.
He's not though. He's just going home and playing chess by himself or against the computer.
Have you heard the mopping thing? This isn't a joke. I'm telling you this straight up.
Okay.
Joey Votto loves to mop. I don't know if it's a calming thing or whatever it is, but I guess Joey Votto, when he's home, he's constantly mopping. And he thought about starting an Instagram account that's just Joey Moppo, that he's just mopping all the time. This is a real thing.
I'm not a mopper. I like to clean, I do, but the mopping doesn't do it for me.
I think you need a good mop. I think if you have a sick mop and you've got the right setup and you can wash it and squeeze it out and go back in.
Every mop does that, bro. What are you talking about?
But if you have a deluxe mop, you got the good setup. Everyone has a gross mop. Joey Votto's got a nice mop game. You know that.
What does he use to mop, I guess, is my question. Is he using Fabuloso on the floors? Is he just doing soap and water?
He does it to the 10th, umpteenth degree.
Shout out Brett Kennedy. First major league appearance in 5 years and gets the win for the Reds. That's the kind of thing that's happening for them right now. I mean, it's special right there in Cincinnati. And yes, did any of us take the Reds on our draft to who's going to have the most wins in the second half? No. I was choosing between them and the Orioles. I chose the Orioles, my last pick. You said they're going to do it. I don't know, man. I believe in them. I think it's great. I think they're in the right division to do it. They're playing. They have an excellent team. I still have to point to the pitching, man. Stop. And I know people are going to hate that because they've been able to win and they're getting good starts from some people sometimes. I just feel like it's really hard to rely on an offense throughout the entire second half.
Can I give you one stat? 22 and 6 since calling up Ellie De La Cruz.
Hot.
Do you
have anything on the Davey Martinez thing?
Should he be an all-star? Not really. Davey feels like he's in it right now. I feel like we're getting all the wrong Davey Martinez highlights.
A lot of people are saying, he doesn't like. He said, I didn't like what he did, pointing to the bat. He's only got 2 weeks in the show. A lot of people are pointing to that, and they're like, well, bro, like your antics have been sort of legendary this year. The picture, the getting down on, like on the floor to show where the pitch was. Like he's had some antics on the field as well. And he's a grown man at 58 years old. So like, you know what I mean? That's like, let's think about some stuff.
Davey's been playing loose and fast recently.
And I want to say this about Elliot de la Cruz. So he has the remember Blast Motion? They were sponsored.
Yeah.
So he has the Blast Motion casing on the end of his bat. Apparently he's not using the Blast Motion. It's just the casing because it feels nice to him. Okay. I got made fun of for doing that my first year of pro ball. I was used to, you probably don't remember this because you're not a ball player.
Okay.
Shots fired. They had the bats with a large flared knob. It was just a massive knob, like Khalil Green.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had one of those pre-draft, and I loved it, but then I didn't have it again. I broke it or something. So I bought this rubber piece that's called a sting stopper that kids use. They put on their aluminum bats, and I bought one and put it on the end of my wooden bat just because I wanted to feel like that extra width on the knob. And man, I got made fun of so much for having a sting stopper in my rookie year. Look, and now Ellie De La Cruz is doing the same freaking thing, and everyone's like, "Hey, it's awesome. He's Ellie De La Cruz."
Trev, I've told you this.
What's the difference between him and I?
The fact that they now put grip on the wooden bats, like 20 years ago, that was like sinful. Like what? Yes. It's a wooden bat, kid. And then what? A couple pros were like, "Oh, this is comfy and I can hit," and everyone was like, "Oh, let's do that." People are so stupid.
People aren't real, though.
Should Ellie be an all-star? No.
Hey, who scored the winning run when Jordan Hicks threw the ball over the first baseman's head?
Wendell.
Okay, thanks.
Say the name. Trev, the last NL series. Again, AL's kind of weak. Snakes, Mets. We have some absolute drama in that second game. 2 outs, 2 strikes, chafing on the bump. The kid, Alvarez, goes opposite field. It's a nice pitch.
3-2?
He's starting to feel kind of special, huh? And if you watch the Mets' reaction, and Senga drops it on the table. Snakes, the bigger concern, like you mentioned, Corbin Carroll, what's going on with that shoulder? Because, at All-Star Seattle, he's from there. Like, scary stuff for our Snakes there. Trev, I guess for the Mets, this is a team that, when we talk trade deadline and stuff like that, it was kind of like, can the Mets even sell? Like, what? How would that even look like? There's all-timers, there's Hall of Famers on short-term contracts, but you can't really do that, right? They really needed this, and the Mets got a taste. I don't know what it means, but the Mets got a taste.
The guys that need to step up have been stepping up. Cookie had a great start. Senga, like you mentioned, had a great start. Lindor has been going. Starling Marte had a great first game. I mean, so we just gave Nimmo all JM through June, right?
Yeah.
I was talking last night to one of our guys. I'll shout him out. Ken Fuchs, producer of Shark Tank. Yeah. Maybe even the director of Shark Tank. I don't know. What's the difference? Same thing, right?
No idea.
Producer, director. He was the most optimistic Met fan I've ever seen, because usually I get all mine from Jolly Olive. Jerry Blevins is pretty optimistic, but there's some other guys that in our company who I follow on social media, and man, it's always just dreadful, especially this year. It's just been all like, man, it's just negative. But he was a breath of fresh air. He's like, man, they're coming back. They're going to do it. And I was like, you're the most optimistic Met fan I've ever talked to. And yesterday he kept coming up to me, showing me the highlights. Hey, they're up this much. They're up this much. They're doing this. They're doing that. And you know what? You went swept the Diamondbacks. And you had your moment. You have Alvarez hit the homer to tie it. You got Canna hitting, I think it was a triple to go ahead. and then there's like a little
Yeah.
basis. There's a bench clearing, like little scuffle kind of thing going on. That fires teams up, and they have the pieces in there to go, and there's plenty of season left. Give it to me, Mets. Come on, get back in this thing. It's amazing. Need to see it.
The amazing.
You want to know why I want to see it? You know why. I need the Padres to go. I need the Mets to go. When you have owners committing the way they've committed, and then you don't get the job done, you know what message that sends to all the other owners? It doesn't work. You can't buy a team. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. The Rangers have done it. No one talks about that.
Yeah, right.
It just hasn't happened yet. Both these teams, the Padres, they swept.
Teaser.
They're going.
Snakes limping into the break a little bit. Let's get some Corbin Carroll updates.
Hey, Dodgers half game back of the Snakes.
I know. Mets, you gotta believe. I hope. I genuinely hope we start believing more, because man, that team should be so fun. Lindor with the 5-hit day, getting IV fluids a couple days ago. Alonso, I mean, he's like my favorite player to watch on a baseball field. Alvarez, this kid.
He's not your favorite player to watch on a baseball field. Stop.
Dude, Alonso might be.
What about Tommy Pham?
What about Tommy Pham? Where do you guys...
132 OPS plus, 350 OBP, 500 slug.
What's your and Tommy Pham connection again?
We both have been to Pacers in San Diego. Look it up. Don't if you're under 18.
Tommy Pham, go look at that Baseball Reference. Tommy Pham's got some years in the show. Career 354 on base, 791
Tommy
OPS.
Pham salaries career to date. I haven't looked it up. I'm going to get it up. I haven't looked yet. I'm going to guess. So he's got 7 years service time. I'm going to guess it's somewhere.
He's got more than that, right? Oh, 7 years. Yeah.
I think it's got to be somewhere in the high 20s.
Oh, I'd say
I think I'm looking at a number.
45.
I'm going 28.
It's kind of right in the middle, 35.
Okay.
Dang,
35
Tommy.
and a half. 35 and a half.
Oh, he made some good money in arbitration. Okay.
Got some good arb money.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy
7,
Pham.
9, 8, 9. Okay.
931 OPS one year with the Cardinals. Mets, make us talk about you more. Snakes, we'll be fine. Let's get to the break.
I think Pham's got a great butter knife on the season. Won't do it.
Oh, yeah.
But
No, he's been
bad.
killing it. Trev, let's do some AL. The AL is brought to you by Roan. If you're trying to pick up your clothing game a little bit, BBD, big Roan guy. Comfortable, breathable, flexible set of products. The most flexible set of products known to man. Their commuter collection, it's a touch up. I've told this story. I'll say it again. Came home wearing a Roan one day, threw it on at the office, was a little chilly, it was a long sleever. Jess said, oh.
And then what happened?
Yep. World's most comfortable pants, dress shirts, Q-zips, and polo. Head to Roan, RHONE.com/baseball. Promo code baseball. You can remember that one. Save 20% off your entire order. 20% off entire order when you head to Roan.com/baseball. Go check out their clothes. Turn the knob up a little bit in your fashion game with Roan. Where do you wear your Roan, BBD? What's your go-to?
Oh, well, I've got some of the commuter pants. Those are like my nice outfit, like sub suit, but like nice outfit. Those are our go-to.
Impressive.
And my like best quarter zip is them.
Ooh, number one Q-zip.
Oh yeah.
Let's do some AL baseball. I think it's a light AL. Little IL coming up. Trav, I say it's light because maybe I don't want to talk about my New York Yankees. Because, man, every time it feels like they're building to something, they just absolutely poop the bed. And they got pooped on by birds. The Orioles, 14-1, the final game. They end up splitting a 4-gamer. The Yankees won the first 2. They're up 2-0 going into the third game. Orioles put together a big inning, and then they put together a big game. Dean Kramer, Kyle being bratish in that final start. Oh, yeah, Gunnar Henderson, 2 homers, 4-hit day. Ryan O'Hearn, he's looking like a fantastic ad for them. Harrison Bader and Volpe for the Yanks. Some good performances. They end up splitting a 4-gamer. Your guy Josh Donaldson. Twins sweep the Royals. 8-4, 9-3, 5-0. Whoop, whoop. Pablo Lopez. Hello. 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 12 Ks. You might hear more about that Twins pitching staff later. They got a 4-hit day from Correa, a 3-hit day from Solano, not Joe's, Donovan. Twins sweep. Red Sox. Sox, kid. They take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers. Rangers sneakily limping into the All-Star break a little bit. And good on the Red Sox. Brian Bayo, Talkin baseball favorite. He drops one on the table. Good fortitude to win that game 4-2. And then in the final one that looked like it was going to be a Fenway slugfest, the Evaldi return, the Sox outslug them. They put a 10 spot on the board. Connor Wong, 3-hit day, pumping into my veins. Watching a pregame interview with Connor Wong. No idea why we watched that. Blue Jays, they sweep the White Sox. And I guess that's obvious. Lance Lynn keeps having these crazy strikeout games where he loses. Vladito, big day at the office. Jose Barrios, 1 hit. I think that's back-to-back 1 hits for him. Bo Bichette had 4 in the final game. Blue Jays getting it going in the break. And White Sox, maybe the final blow to their battleship. This is the only time you'll hear me talk about it. A's take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. They win the first game 1-0 in 10. How juicy is that? They win the second game. They put a 12 spot on the board. Langeliers, Jordan Diaz. Big day at the office. Esteury Ruiz. Tigers win that final game behind All-Star Michael Lorenzen. Javi Baez, 3-hit day. Man, A's, Tigers. Yeah. And that's what happened in the American League. Good tune.
Great job.
Jazzy. Rays, 57-33. We haven't talked about them yet, but they had an interesting series. Orioles are 51-35. Yankees and Jays, 48-40. Interesting. Red Sox are 45-43. So are the Minnesota Twins in first place in the AL Central. Guardians are a game below 500. Tigers 6 games back, sure. White Sox are 37-52. Royals, Texas Rangers 51-37. Astros 2 games back. We'll get to them. Angels a game above 500. Mariners are 500. Athletics, yeah. Trev, I'll let you go on Yankees Birds if you want it. I talked with Ryan Rucco for about an hour and a half last night on Talkin' Yanks. Emotional episode.
You're gonna do Yanks Orioles. I'm gonna do Twins.
Okay, that's right. You
Royals.
You prefer that. Here's what I'll tell you. I laid it out there. Yankees won the first 2 games. Some big moments. Bader with a massive swing. He shows bunt. He hits the homer. Place is going bonkers. Yankees win the second game. They extend the lead 4th of July. It was a nice Yankees win, and you're like, okay, if we win these next 2 games against the Birds, we get to second in the AL East, and we can change the whole feeling of this season. They have a lead in the second game. Ugly inning. Also, that scary moment. Cameraman in the well got hit with a ball on a throw from your Adam Frazier. Had to get carted off the field. And then in a game, Trev, I just want you to picture this emotion. Game 4. The Yankees are coming in, and it's kind of like, hey, if you guys win this one, you have your best series win of the season. Like 3 out of 4 from the Orioles heading into the All-Star break. Rodon makes his debut tomorrow. And they throw up their worst loss of the season, 14-1. Severino, you might be seeing a Phantom IL. And the Orioles flexed what the Orioles do. Their bullpen showed up in that second game, and then the offense was there in the final game. Gunnar Henderson, first at-bat of the game. Homer, opposite field, didn't really click. Still got out of the ballpark. Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, I'm rooting for your Yanks. I swear I am. I promise.
I bet. Go Birds at this point. Give me some give me some Twins, excuse me.
I'm going to talk more about all the starting pitching later in the show. They've been phenomenal. Joe Ryan, quality start after quality start after quality start. In the first game, the Royals tied it in the 8th, and then our guy Eddie Julian, our Canadian lover, he's just been swinging a hot stick. It's interesting because Polanco coming back is I think so big for the team, but Julian needs to stay and play and hit because he's very good. He's very good for the Twins. He hits the homer to go ahead. The Twins added on there at the end of the game, so they win game 1. Then it's the Kenta Maeda show. The bats really show up. They get Greinke. Greinke just didn't have his stuff.
Yeah.
Twins kind of pounced on him there, but Maeda's been great. I think he's made 3 starts now since coming back, and his look just like phenomenal. So to add on to him, they sent Louis Varland down. Maeda steps up. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but he's just been, and he keeps saying, he's like, I feel like my old self. I feel like my old self. The splitter is splitting, slider be sliding.
Sneaky hot boy too.
He's got style.
Does he have the frosted? Does he have the frosted tips going?
It's not, yeah, but it's like strawberry frosted. They're like
Don't
you know,
defend
it's
it.
like a little bit of red. They're like a little bit of red.
Okay.
What really got me is when we sat next to each other. When I came back from Twins Fest, he had no idea who I was, and I asked him for a picture to put out to social media. He just thought I was a fan, so love that for me. And then it was Pablo Day. Like again, I'll talk more about these pitchers later, but you go complete game, Shuddy, doing your thing. Twins, man. They need offense. Like still, like Kepler's kind of come on a little bit. I'm talked about Eddie Julian. Like Buck has been back the last, 5 or 6 games he's been hitting, but like they need something bigger. First base is an interesting position for them because they kind of like they do like Alex Kirilloff there, then they send him to the outfield. Sometimes Donnie Solano will be over there. I think they would be real. It'd be real nice for them to get just a first baseman bopper. Don't know if that's going to happen. I mentioned Paul Goldschmidt. That is probably not going to happen, but that would be nice. They sweet, man.
I'm going home, CJ Crone, because I'm going home.
Who did I just meet the new CJ Crone? He's like, yeah, I played with CJ Crone. I was like, oh, I like CJ.
Welcome to the worst segment. Welcome to the worst segment in talking baseball history. Who did I just meet that knew CJ Crone?
Why? What's wrong with that? Fuck, man.
Trev.
Twin sweep.
Twin sweep. And
Yankees.
We're going to hear more about them later. Exciting. Trev, sneaky storylines here. Red Sox win a series at home. They've been playing some better ball. Your guy Bayo. Our Texas Rangers that, we've been pumping our chest about. Seager won't stop. He's having 3 hit days. Does not matter. Sneaky. I think their last 25 games, it's like a 10-15 or something like that.
Yeah, I think they might have lost one more since then. But
for the Red Sox?
For the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are sneaky limping a little bit, and it's a butter knife. Classic baseballism. They're looking for the All-Star break. I guess they do close with the Nats, so maybe that might be the medicine they're looking for. I guess your thoughts on this series or these two teams?
13-17, the last 30 for the Rangers, 15-15 for the Red Sox. The Red Sox are just kind of staying afloat. Game 1, Garver, big boy homer to center, 3-run homer to center. Dane Dunning, your favorite pitcher in the big leagues.
Yes.
Great start. And then the second game was the Bayo start. He's been crushing it. I want to talk a little bit about Justin Turner. Is anybody talking about him later?
No, I mean,
You're not? Okay.
you love Justin
How about this?
Turner.
Well, I mean, look what he's been doing. Okay. In July, I know it's 5 games, whatever it is. He's 4, 5, 6 in it. 476, 522, 667 for a 1.1.
Sure.
Nice. How about this? Hey, Trev, that's 5 games. It's a small sample size. That's not analytically sound. You can't do that. Shut up. How about since June 1st?
Right.
How's that for your sample size? 320, 368, 552 for a 920 OPS. Turner's turning it on.
He was one of the better second halves in baseball last year. Beard goes
He's feeling it, playing a little bit of first base, kind of moving. I love it.
Beard goes with the uni.
And then game 3, 6-run 7 for them. Kike like bloops one in. A lot of soft contact in the inning for the Red Sox. They put up 6, find holes. Win the series.
I'd say find holes. Chris Martin comes in, gets a big out of the bullpen.
Kenley Jansen's doing his thing. He's an all-star.
Dude, Kenley's gross. Every time I watch him pitch, I'm just blown away. Like his massive body and his timing stuff, he's disgusting.
Kenley Jansen and Clayton Kershaw are just like nobody is like talks about them, but they're just excellent pitchers.
Really?
We act like they're both on the outs.
Right.
All the time.
Had a great run.
Yeah. What?
No, they're still gross. Really good story about Justin Turner on the Chris Rose rotation this week with Vinny Pasquantino. It's a connect the dots story. Zach Greinke's involved, but good listen. Trevor, the last series we'll talk about in the American League, A's and Tigers. I'm sorry, it's that time of year. It just ain't happening. Blue Jays sweep. Same record as the New York Yankees now. They sweep the White Sox. These Lance Lynn games are getting ridiculous. Season sweep of the White Sox. 35-11 in 6 games. Whit Merrifield, all-star. Whit Merrifield with some big games. Your guy Barrios with back-to-back tasty ones. I don't know. I guess the end result isn't that surprising.
Hard-fought series, though. I mean, it looks kind
Right.
of that way. I mean, Vladdy has to hit the homer in game 1. They score 6 in the 11th inning of game 2 to win.
That was the most White Sox box score I've seen. The 0-0s into that, and then to put up a 6 spot, that's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. And that was on a double header, so then they had to play another one, and it's like, okay. Kikuchi, not a great start. What are his overall numbers right now? Because we see him all the time.
Do you want
on
some
here.
Kikuchi stats?
I do, because I feel like I think he's had a pretty good year.
18 starts, a 4.24.
A 4.24. Okay, man, he's made some good starts.
I bet I can
maybe
butter knife.
Maybe some bad starts. Yeah. Look, they're in it, man. They're 8 games over 500. Where are they at in the wild card? Baseball Reference has. I love this website. You know that, but their standings page is so bad.
Yeah.
They are in a spot. They're in a wild card spot right now.
MLB wild card. They are?
Houston, New York, and Toronto right now.
New York and Toronto are tied for the last spot. That's fun.
Well, the second and third spots they're tied for.
No, Baltimore, Houston, Yankees, and
Toronto.
Toronto.
It is Baltimore. You're right.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Houston, New York, Toronto. Okay. I forgot about Baltimore there.
Everyone does. Yeah, it's the Yankees season has felt like such a malaise that we've had these moments of checking in and being like, wait, like they have the same record as Toronto, who, outside of Manoah, it's felt like they've had some good stuff happen up there. Houston.
Yeah, Yankee fans are annoying, bro.
Yankee fans are the worst.
In a playoff spot,
I hate them.
You just can't have nice things or like appreciate something. Like, yeah, Aaron Judge is not coming back for the foreseeable future. I know he played some catch on the field.
Yeah.
It's going to be
long
okay,
tossed.
Man.
Show you.
Jeez, Carlos Rodon is coming back. Like, enjoy it a little bit.
Show you some long toss. I'm
coming to the city.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing dinners.
A little ad lib. Oh shit! I forgot the wives are texting.
Doing dinners. The wives are texting.
Fuck.
Olivia asked for your number the other day.
Not happening.
I said no. Disgusting, Olivia.
Just text Jess, okay?
She did not ask for your number. I want to clear the air there. Only in your simulation dreams.
Did FaceTime with her a little bit yesterday. Trev, let's do some interleague baseball.
Let's do it, baby.
Would. Chris Rose's Guardians versus Peter Moylan's Braves. The Guardians win the middle game in extras. A walk-off David Fry. Chris Rose getting his Fry jokes in. We love that. I only mention that because basically the Braves have won 20 straight games. I think they've lost 2. And one is that David Fry walk-off, and the other is the Ellie De La Cruz, cycle game, I believe. The Braves are a wagon. Bryce Elder has arguably been the best pitcher in the National League. He does it in the first game with 2 Ozuna homers. Sean Murphy, Matt Olson, and Austin Riley. Don't want to walk into my apartment with those 3 in there. Braves. Braves are a wagon. Mariners take 2 out of 3. This is the Trevor Plouffe series. Mariners, Giants? How about it? Logan Gilbert. Complete game shutty. How about it from him? Brian Wu, I told you he's hot. We got his following up. Him and Logan Webb were going toe for toe in that first game. Julio Rodriguez with a big double. He'll be in the home run derby. We'll see him in Seattle. Mike Ford with a big day on his birthday. Sure. Giants, they win the last game behind a nice Alex Cobb and Luis Matos performance. We love a prospect. Padres sweep the Halos. Here's a tale of 2 cities. Snell has such a Blake Snell start in the first game. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 walks, no earned runs. Joe Musgrove drops it on the table. Seth Lugo snapping curveballs. Most importantly, Trevor, the offense. Bogarts, Tatis, Cronenworth with some big games. Okay. Padres, a lot of stuff we said about the Mets we're hoping to say about them. And Halos, been so complimentary of them. They're getting into a nervous area. Know who's never nervous? The Philadelphia Phillies. They sweep the Rays. The first time the Rays have been swept this year. In the goddamn Trop. What the Phillies are doing. A 12-game winning streak on the road. A 12-game road winning streak. What? A 12-game interleague winning streak. Phillies are some sickos in some of those swings. Derek Hall put a swing on a ball that looked like a Schwarber or Harper swing, and he's not a guy that gets talked about. Bryson Stott will get talked about. Nola, Christian Sanchez, not in my book. 6 innings, 1 earned run. Good for you, fella. Houston, they take 2 out of 2 from the Rockies, a 2-game sweep, and that's obvious. This just happens before every All-Star break. I feel like I see this every year now. A guy named Gray Kessinger came up for Houston, played some shortstop, 3rd generation of Kessingers to hit a home run. We love a baseball family. That's what happened in the interleague baseball.
I love interleague baseball.
Yeah?
I do.
Nice.
I think about the old days of baseball and the fact that you had to win the AL or the NL and then you were in the World Series.
Yeah.
Whoa. No wonder the Yankees have 50 championships. They had to win 1 series.
Yeah, back in win a lot of games before the series. But
you're a Yankee hater, Trev.
I'm not defending the 1920s.
I'm not a Yankee hater.
Yankees.
I have to balance it out, people. Read the room.
Racist.
I'm surrounded by Yankee fans.
Racist 20s Yankees.
Where are we starting, Coach?
Chronologically, it's Braves guards, and I don't want to say this dismissively because they are now, I think, not an argument, the best team in baseball. The Atlanta Braves. Michael Harris has a 2-homer game. I mentioned the guys that are waiting in my apartment. I mean, I don't know, Trev.
What does that even mean?
I'm in a weird spot with the Braves.
About?
They're like,
what are you in a weird spot about? Yes, Michael Harris has been going off. People are mad at us because we didn't have him for our June all JM. It's not for just June. It's through June, but he's having a great June. Yeah, shout out the 2 homers. He made some nice catches out there. They beat Bieber. Like, is Bieber going to be around? A lot of talk about that, man. I don't understand that, but Chris Rose is adamant that it's probably going to happen. But yes, the Braves 4-2 in the first game. That's great. 4-2. Did you say that? Can you run down?
I don't think I said that.
Yeah,
no.
I think you forgot to. Bryce Elder continuing to do his thing. Yeah, and you got Michael Harris, 2 homers, Ozuna with the homer. It's basically all the offense you needed. You mentioned David Fry with the walk-off single. Chris Rose was stoked about that one. And then, yeah, the guys in the last game getting it done are the guys you'd expect. And it's just they're a team that it seems like winning series for them it's inevitable. Like, they're going to beat you in a 3-game set. I wonder what do you think the record is for them as far as winning the series, losing the series, and then splitting a series? It's got to be overwhelmingly in favor of them winning the series, right?
The Braves?
Yes.
The Braves, who have won 17 of 18 and 24 of 27. I think the numbers
I want to
are
know
good.
like overall, like the record as far as winning series, losing series, and splitting a series. It's got to be crazy. Seems to me like they just don't lose series.
I'm having trouble thinking of a team I'll like more than them come October.
Eddie Rosario's making diving catches out there.
Your guy.
He's played so much at that field. Is it Progressive still?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't like that stadiums changed their names.
Truist.
No.
Oh,
This
Cleveland.
Was in Cleveland. This was in Cleveland.
Oh, the Jake.
It's not
Not
Jake.
Progressive.
I think in the game that the Guardians did win, Ahmed Rosario had a nice offensive game. That's nice for them to see.
Trev, do rubber games matter? You know, when it's a 3-game set,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they do.
And what are the Braves in rubber match games?
No idea. Please tell me.
7-0. If there's a game to decide a series, the Braves are undefeated. It's July.
Why do they have such a big attendance on Monday? It says it's the
It's the 3rd of July.
Largest crowd in the regular season since
Tuesday,
2014 for the Indians, for the Guardians. excuse me.
Trev.
In 2014,
Since
they were the
since
Indians.
they were the Indians.
Sorry, I played back in the day when they had that moniker.
Oh, your grandkids are going to call you racist.
Oh, they are.
That's awesome.
So are ours.
I am
though.
Native American. I'm 17% Native American.
17? No shot.
How's
Yeah.
that happen?
I mean, I did the 23andMe thing.
I want the receipts.
I'll show it to you. I found out some interesting stuff. I'm definitely Spanish. My French roots.
You scream about being French all the time, and we're running out of area for French.
Kind of in
17%.
question because it says I'm actually Northern European leaning Scottish, but it says can also include Northern France. So it's like, obviously my last name is French, but now I'm questioning my lineage a little bit.
I wanted to just hit the Gary Thorne Plouffe button so hard.
I need to fight him. What's he doing?
I think he's
you doing,
training.
Gary?
I think he's training to fight you.
You better. I'll beat you up and then beat Zuckerberg up after he beats up Elon.
That's your thread game.
Oh, I hate that. I just did it because everyone was doing it, and I just wrote Jake
Sign
sucks
up.
and I left.
Not bad.
That's it.
Play the hits.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us about the Trevor Plouffe Bowl? Giants versus the Mariners.
Dude, quite the series. Mariners get to Doval in the first game.
Don't say that name around me.
They get to him. A 4-run ninth. J.P. Crawford does it. sack fly. Julio doing Julio things. People are real mad at me and C Rose because we said Julio kind of got put in this All-Star game, hometown thing. Did he really deserve it? And they yelled at us.
Yeah.
Of course he deserves it. Look at the stats. They're comparable. They're comparable to the other guys that you mentioned. Okay, whatever, bro. I know Julio's a good player. I get it. He does his thing. Sable, I think has 2 homers in that game. So they score all these runs in the 9th, 6-2, the bottom of the 9th. Sable, Cabo, me and him on the beach together. He hits a 3-run homer to get it 6-5, but then Seawald shut the door out. So that was a great game right there. And then the next 2 games were just pitching and domination there. Gilbert does his thing, throws the complete game shutty. They score some runs. And then Alex Cobb does his thing. 6-inning shut piece against who? Tommy Milone. Tommy
Milone
makes a spot start. He gets sent down after the game gets designated, but he makes the spot start. Does a great job. I mean, 4 1/3, 1 earned run. But the Giants just held the Mariners to 0 runs. And if you do that and score any, you're going to win the game. That's what happens. So they win the last one. They salvage. They don't get swept. Mariners take 2 out of 3 in a great series, really. Aesthetically pleasing, everything about it. You got to love it.
I love Tommy Milone. 44% 79-mile-per-hour changeups. Fastball sitting at 87. Get out there and twirl it, Tombo. Yeah, getting to Duvall, you know that'll always speak to me because you know how much of a Duvall fan I am. In Seattle, they've done enough. Like, you know, as we go through some of these teams that we feel like we need to have extra conversations on, like Cubs, what is you doing? Like Mets, where we at? Padres. Seattle has technically done enough. They're sitting at 500. It doesn't feel great. But, you know, a big series with Houston this weekend. Hosting the All-Star game. Their Pythagorean record likes them a little more. I'll buy in. I don't know what I'm buying into, but I'll buy in.
I am not. That's why I did not pronounce the Mariners dead. Never believed it.
Right.
The talent is there.
I cannot wait to see all the Mariners fans torturing you.
Can we just do the Cardinals? Do you want to actually say it?
I thought I was on record. I mean, they're dead. Jack Flaherty.
Flip that when they come back for the hype video in September.
Jack Flaherty with me.
Why are we in all the hype videos?
We're hot.
They're not allowed to use my voice without my permission, are they?
Sex sells. There's no rules. There's no rules.
Who cares?
Jack Flaherty already pitching for the Dodgers. IMO. Lamont Wade hot.
Lamont Wade had an incredible play in one of the games to save 2 runs. Second and third, line drive down the first baseline, laid out for it. We need to talk about him more. He's having a great year. Twins missed on that one.
Who?
Could have had a first baseman there.
Oh boy. Nobody knew. I don't even think Lamont Wade knew. Trev, we've got 2 sweeps to wrap it up. Or actually 3. Houston 2-gamer. The Padres, where there's a lot of sentiment to be echoed about the Mets, and Vamo, Poppy, let's go. And we see some offense and Cronenworth. Halos, there's a little bit of fear factor because if I'm going to compliment where the Mariners stand, I should technically compliment where the Angels stand. But
one is going this way and the other one's going that way.
Huge for the Padres.
Great series for them. I mean, they pitched their ass off, essentially. Blake Snell. Yeah, I know they have. Blake Snell's in his first start in June 5th, up until July 3rd, which is his last start. 36 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 60 fucking Ks for a .75. How about an opponent's batting average of 160?
Free agent.
He's been going off.
Free agent.
He's been
Blake
going
Snell.
off. I just got the weirdest text from
What
Robbie
was that?
Sirocco.
I saw you just had the weirdest look on your face.
Robbie Sirocco goes, "Hey, what's your bed size?" I think we're doing
sheets?
sheets or something. I don't know. Of course, it's a California King. Of course it is.
A California King for a California
Apparently,
King.
there's like an Alaskan King size now that's like massive. Need that one. What are we talking about again? Padres, Angels. Yeah, I mean the Padres pitched. Snell, 5 innings shutty. Musgrove, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Lugo, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. And the bats came alive. I mean, this is a team that I picked to go in the second half. And I just still believe in the talent there. People are telling me it's going to make me look stupid. Whatever, man. Like, I believe there's a run in these guys. They're starting out strong here. Their little 3-game sweep. We'll see what happens. There's just too much talent, man. I go back to that all the time. The only time that I've been burned by talking about too much talent is the Chicago White Sox. They're really the only team that's burned me when I talk about that. But that's a whole different thing. And maybe the Cardinals. Shit. So maybe I have been burned by it a few times. But on the flip side, look, we have to talk about the Angels and what's going on there. Everyone's hurt.
Yeah,
Trout,
dude, that IL is crazy.
Brandon Drury, Mike Trout, and Rendon. Shohei's got a blister, like he's still playing.
Neto, your guy.
Neto's hurt. I mean, Urshela's hurt. Everyone. I mean,
Hoppy been out.
They had to make some trades. They bring in Escobar. They bring in Moustakas. Those aren't game-changing things. Those are Band-Aids on your wounds. You know, so you talk about them and the record and where they're at, and forever we said they're not trading Shohei. He's staying there. They want to re-sign him. They got a shot here. Now, the front office is speaking a little bit differently. They're going to have to see what these next 2 weeks bring before the trade deadline. I mean, if Trout's out and they have a losing streak here, and
jeez,
it's man, like I don't want to talk about it, but you have to because it's a reality of the situation where they're headed in the wrong direction now, and it's injuries have come, and it's a lot of them. I think they've looked really, really good at sometimes this year. I think they constructed a roster that would be in contention for at least a playoff spot and would be dangerous in the playoffs. But if you get bit with the injury bug at the wrong time, things change. The trajectory of your season can change. And right now, it's basically what's happening with the Angels. I mean, they're running a ragtag roster of sorts out there. I mean, I don't want to talk shit about the guys that are playing right now, but this isn't the team that they constructed to be on the field this year.
Trev, they have 6 guys offensively on the IL, 2 of them catchers. So Ohapi and Stassi, that was like essentially their plan at catcher this year on the IL. And then, Neto, Drury, Urshela, like there's your infield, and Mike Trout. So scary times. They've got 2 with the Dodgers heading into the break, and then they come out with 3 against Houston. So, like, be careful. Get your wins. Make sure you don't have that. Don't have the ugly moment that makes us have to talk about you-know-who around the trade deadline. Good for the Padres. Seth Lugo's curveball is so ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. Fun to watch.
I still don't think they traded Ohtani unless something goes crazy and they lose like 12 in a row or something like that.
You can't. Unless. Trev, if you want any Houston Rocks, it's there for you. It's 2 games. That's why I'm more dismissive than usual. The final series before we get into the second half of the show. Your Phillies. Hello. Give the Rays the business. And some of those Philly stats I read off to you about Interleague and Road. And you're going to hear teaser a little bit about Bryson Stott in a minute. Nola drops it. Braves have been the hottest team in baseball. Reds around there. Phillies and Marlins have been basically doing the same thing while losing ground to the Braves, but they've both been awesome. This is some high T stuff from a high T team.
Phillies are now in the wild card. You knew it was coming, man. You knew it was coming. Say that again. Nola versus Eflin is really cool because they're friends, and obviously Eflin was with the Phillies. Led Zeppelin, my guy. They both pitched really well. Philly kind of got out to an early lead. Your guy Stott did his thing. Harper did his thing. Nola was just a tick better. 7 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run to Eflin. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. I love that between them in 14 1/3 innings, only 1 walk. That always tickles me. Love that. They win game 1, 3-1. Then Taijuan Walker, who's been a very solid back of the rotation option for them. I think he's pitching right around a 4 right now. He eats up innings, gets 7 there. JT comes up big for them. Your guy Stott again. 4 knocks in this game. Alec Boehm doing his thing. Schwarber in the last game. I mean, they had to go to the 11th to get the series victory in Tampa. And man, like that's a huge series for them. There's no other way around it. And Tampa is kind of like I think in July they haven't won a game yet. So you can say like they're struggling, or they ran into a team that's getting hot at the right time. Bad series for them. Tampa will be just fine. But if you want to talk about a real turning point in a season, you could say, hey, all of June, Kyle Schwarber kind of put him on their back. But like you go in and sweep Tampa in Tampa, that's proof to everyone that you can do it against the best teams in all of baseball. Hey, nice cup.
Thank you. Let's go Yanks. Trev, this could become a fun anecdote. You mentioned the Rays haven't won yet in July. Know who they're playing this weekend?
I don't.
Your Atlanta Braves.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
So there's Tyler Glasnow, Charlie Morton, the old man in the sea. Do we have a big baseball weekend? I've been getting ready for the All-Star game, and it sounds like there's a ton of awesome
good
series.
Yeah.
There's some good series. Philly 22 of 29. Get hot, man.
Rays don't care. Jose Siri does not care. Do you want any Astros?
Great job sweeping the Rockies. They had to put Altuve on the IL.
Right, I guess that's the thing we should drive home. The guys who carried your Astros this series, Corey Julks, Gray Kessinger, Yiner Diaz, who's been going nuts. Belak. It's pretty crazy who is doing it for Houston.
It's what we've expected, though, from them. I mean, they've done that. They're just new names, but that's been their MO. I mean, similar to the Dodgers. They're able to bring up guys who can perform at the big league level and fill in when needed. But, yeah, they need to get healthy offensively for sure. They're still winning games, and I believe what are they? Back of the Rangers now.
They are in play.
2 games back of the Rangers. All of a sudden.
Wouldn't that be funny? I mean,
it would just be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Even though the Rangers have been incredible in all facets of the game,
otherworldly,
but here are the Houston Astros who just know how to win games
without Altuve and Jordan, casually 2 games back,
and their rotation has been decimated, and they've just been able to withstand injuries, and that's. Organizationally, that's how you know that things are going right for you and you're doing the right things is when you have these injuries and you can win games. I love the Dodgers. Obviously, Houston's showing that right now, too. Not like your Yanks.
Zeke Tovar loses his 15-game hitting streak. Learn his name, though. Kelsey Wingert will tell you that. Trev, let's move on to the second half of the show. Standout performances. Standout performances are brought to you by another thing I'll be wearing on my way to All-Star Weekend. You know I'm bird dogging it. Bird dogs. I wore them to Chi-Town. I'm going to wear them to Seattle. They're as comfy as possible that they've become my travel clothing, and I wouldn't be wearing them if I didn't look good in them. You know who you're talking to right now. Bird dogs, they look great. They're the most comfortable in the game. I might just live I might be a Tommy John Bird Dog guy. Like, that just might be it.
That's the combo.
Mowing the lawn. Showing Teddy how to throw a baseball. Bird Dogs, go to birddogs.com/talkin. Enter promo code Talkin for a free Yeti-style tumbler. As I've been saying, keep your legs comfy. Keep your drink comfy. Go check out Bird Dogs. I wear them literally everywhere. Work, happy hour, working out, going out, traveling. Click the link in the description. Code Talkin, free Yeti-style tumbler with your Bird Dogs.
Truly some of the most like versatile clothes you can get.
Anywhere. There's a
You
belt
keep your
loop.
socks on?
You know I don't.
Yeah, no.
You know I don't.
Way.
Weird.
Then I can't do all the toe stuff I like. Stand performances.
Stand out performances.
Toe
I am going
out performances. Who do you got, Trev?
with my good friend, handsome boy,
Yeah.
rich boy,
Yeah.
Christian Yelich.
Super rich.
Keeping the Brew Crew afloat. On Monday, July 3rd, he went 3 for 4 with a triple. Love triples. An RBI, 3 runs scored, a walk, and a stolen base on the season. This guy is going off. He's got 21 bags already, 21 swipes, 11 homers. He's hitting 287, 381, 459 for an 840 OPS. 130 OPS plus. Some people are saying maybe he should have been in the All-Star game. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be there. I promise you that.
He's going to
just wants
count
hang
his
out.
money. Yeah.
Do you want to know what he's hitting? I'll give you some stats here.
Hit me.
Last 7 days, 1.3 in it. Okay, that's small sample size. Last 14 days, 1.08ing it. Oh, but that's only 2 weeks. Oh, you want a month? I'll give you a month. Last 28 days, 1.04. He's 1.ing it over the last month. We asked Yelich to be the guy to step up, be the offensive threat we knew he could be. He's doing it. So shout out Yelich, my guy, getting it done. Also kind of flying under the radar with all this.
Seriously, though, like the Brewers are still very much in play for the Central, right? Like we've enjoyed the Reds' devil magic. It has to slow down because
Nobody does that for that
ever
long.
won at that rate forever. But the Brewers, who are going to be in it till the end, we always talk about their hitting because it always feels like there's just something missing. Yelich and William Contreras, the only hitters above 100 OPS plus, and I mean, Willy Adames having a tough go at it. Rowdy was having a tough go, and now he's on the IL. All the kids, nobody's really bringing it. And the part I love, and we laughed, it's probably my favorite moment from all JM, was finding out Freddie Freeman's stolen base numbers. How about Christian Yelich with 21 swipes? We forget about those gazelle legs. He's on pace for a 40 swipe season with an 840 OPS right now. Yelich's back. And Trev, I'll let you can speak on it a lot better than me, but every baseball player gets banged up and stuff, but for him, I think he's just been like searching for his right swing and trying a lot of different stuff, and it feels like he's found it.
He's found it, and offensively, I mean, the Brewers have still, like you mentioned, have been pretty challenged. They're 22nd in runs, 25th in OBP, 27th in OPS. So, like, they need some help, and Yelich needs some help. But his season that he's having has been very nice, and without him, they would be a completely different story. So, shout out Yelich. Congrats on your standout.
Counting money. I will give my standout performance, and Trev, I love you. We were a little bit jostling for this guy, and you have some stats, which I always love. I'm going to Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott had a couple big days at the office, including a 4 for 5 for the Phillies as they sweep the Rays and all the road numbers and interleague numbers I told you. Bryson Stott has sneaky been crazy consistent this year for the Philadelphia Phillies, playing really good defense. He is leading the Phillies in B-WAR. A lot of guys you would have picked before Bryson Stott, right? He's 10th in Major League Baseball in batting average, which still matters a little bit. 9th in hits, 15 stolen bases. Bryson Stott has been doing it all around. And I do want to throw it out there because it doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't and it does. Bryson Stott was playing shortstop for a World Series team. And they went out and they brought in a dude, a guy, Trey Turner, who's been struggling and is turning it around as he goes. I don't know, man. If I was Bryson Stott and I got called up and I was the dude playing shortstop for a World Series team, I'd be like, no, I got this. I'm all right. Doesn't care. He's over at second base, balling out. Couple big games for him. And a great series. Series and season for Bryson Stott. And I'm excited for whatever else you have on him, Trev.
Well, I was looking up some stuff on him, and he hits lefty, and I didn't know this. He's kind of like a reverse splits guy. Hits lefties better than righties. Overall in his career, 771 OPS against lefties, 675 against righties. He's actually brought the right-handed OPS up a little bit now, so it's kind of even with his left-handed splits. I just like the fact that he's proving himself platoon not worthy. What is that even? What am I searching for? Platoon proof.
Platoon proof. That old saying.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Split proof.
Split proof.
Yeah.
He's not getting
split
platooned.
Proof. That's all I really had against him.
Okay. I do like that. A
very solid season. Let me tell you something, kid.
Who?
You keep putting up numbers like this, stay solid, play good defense, swipe some bags, fill in when you get in when you fill in. There's money to be made for a guy like Bryson Stott.
A lot of money. And I do love that, Trev, because Norm, in our heads, we're always like, oh, here comes the lefty for the lefty. Mike Talkman, spring training 2020, before the world ended, he was a reverse splits guy. And we were like, what's that about? Do you see the ball better? And he's like, honestly, most lefties versus lefty end up being 2-pitch pitchers. And he's like, that's all I need. Like, if I know your fastball slider and I can focus on that, that helps me a lot. So I don't know if Stott operates that way, but I always thought that was interesting. And that tells me something about Bryson Stott. And I tweeted this the other day. Can we get more heat maps on broadcasts of hitters? Because Christian Walker, seeing his heat map just told me so much about him as a player that I didn't really know. Like, Christian Walker is middle away. Like, if you put it there, he's going to eat. And, like, I wish I knew that about every hitter. And with one map, you can kind of know. I don't know.
We could quickly have that a little more at the top of our minds, right?
Yeah.
We have the data.
The pitchers know.
Trev, we missed out on a lot of guys. Connor Henderson stands are pissed. Whit Merrifield, Kansas City and Toronto. A lot of pitchers got screwed. And should Ellie De La Cruz be an all-star?
Why do you keep saying that?
Because I hate that became a conversation. I guess I
You know what? Davey Martinez is bright. He's only got 2 weeks in the show.
Send him back down.
If Ollie Marmol and Davey Martinez got in a room, would you want to stay there?
No. No.
You're leaving that room.
And
my team's bad. No, my team's worse.
It's more of a shot. I guess in my head, that's more of a shot at Ollie. Trev, when you're hot for a couple days, for a week, you end up on this.
Dirt nasty's on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
I wanted to mention some more standouts that we had there. Where's my piece of chalk?
Pass the chalk, bro. These guys are standing out in a way.
Shout out all the Reds, India, Steer, Ellie De La Cruz.
No.
Should he be an all-star?
No.
JP Sears had a great start for the A's. Didn't even mention it. Can Sean Murphy date your daughter?
He's at the apartment.
Oh, goodness. For the series in Fuego, how about Xander Bogarts. He went 5 for 10. That's 500 average. That's quick math for me. No big deal. 2 homers, 7 ribbies for a 1.8. That was against the Angels. How about Francisco Alvarez? We all know about him. Light tower power. He showed it. 3 homers in this series, 6 ribbies. He got hit by a pitch. Wanted to fight everyone. Kind of love it. The Mets needed that. Good for you. Cody Bellinger. Is he high all the time? Probably. 9 for 16. A double, a homer, 5 ribbies. Where is he going? Where is he going?
I mean, you know my answer, so you don't want to hear it.
Has Joe's photoshopped the Yankees hat onto Cody Bellinger yet?
Yes.
Okay. For the week of June 30th through July 6th, Jack Sawinski. My goodness, 9 for 29, 9 for 21, 2 doubles, 3 homers for 9 ribbies. He got hit twice. Nice. In his rookie season last year, Sawinski had 19 homers and 372 plate appearances. Guess what? This season, he has 19 homers and 285 plate appearances. Yeah. Looks like he's going to hit more homers this year than last year. Shout out Dalton for that note. We talked about Yelich. I can't talk about him anymore. I told you, he's been crushing it. 11 for 25, 2 homers for a 1.3. Pablo Lopez answering the bell. 2 games started in this week. 15 innings pitched, 1 Ernie, 18 Ks. His 138 strikeouts are tied for 4th most in a first half in Twins history behind Bert Blyleven, your best friend, who did it twice, and Johan Santana. The Twins pitching staff is going to get some love, people. I promise you that.
I miss Bert,
I just gave away everything. Bert. He doesn't miss you. The 2 weeks. This is what you want to be on, peeps. Yeah. Kyle Tucker, that Abraham Lincoln MFer, went 20 for 51 with 4 homers, 14 ribbies, 6 walks for a 1.71 OPS. My goodness, you can hit. How much money is that guy going to make?
More than Yelich.
He hasn't signed a deal yet, has he?
No.
Okay, he's going to get paid. How about Jesus Luzardo with a 3-game start? Siri, I'm not talking to you. Shut up. She goes, okay. All right, I like you now. Jesus Luzardo. No, see, did it again. I'm not talking to you, Siri.
In my Lamborghini Luzardo.
She just called him Jesus Luzardo. Okay, anyways, 3 games started, 19 in the 3rd innings pitched for 10 hits. How about this? No earned runs. Guess what that ERA is if you get no earned runs? 22 in the 3rd scoreless streak. It's the 5th longest stretch in the majors this season. And here's one of my old friends. Used to hit the devil's lettuce with this guy every once in a while. Ryan Presley. 5 saves, 7 innings pitched, 0 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks. That's a 0 ERA and a 0 whip. Kind of what you want out of your back end of your bullpen, right? Houston's doing it. Presley's doing it. My friends, that is who is in Fuego.
Ryan Presley on when he's right, man, he's kind of in my Raisel Iglesias, like, man, give me that stuff for a day. Just to mess around with his pitches. He puts you in the torture chamber. Kyle Tucker's going to be so rich. Go Stros, go. That's what I'm always saying. Trev, a ton of injuries. Tyro Estrada, the young prince, on the IL. Jazz Chisholm back on the IL. Clayton Kershaw. Waka Waka Waka. Mike Trout. Rowdy. Greinke. Altuve. Waino. Madrigal. Whitlock. What? We got some guys back. Yastrzemski. B. Lau. The Rays need more help. Jorge Lopez for your Twinkies in the bullpen. Scooble for Detroit. There you go, Detroit. Patrick Wisdom, you but thick. Erod, Key Brian Hayes. Oh, you guys should hang out, dude. He'd love you. That's the little IL.
What?
That's the IL.
Key Brian Hayes would hate me. I'd be like, dude, you're so good. Love watching you play. Like, who are you?
Dude, I love watching you play, bro. All right,
you know,
man.
I play third base. I used to play third base too.
Now, when you were guarding the line, how many steps would you take off of it?
You know those reverse angles laterally? You don't want to cut your range off. Yeah. You got to first step back, right? Did you use the bounce pass?
Oh, you and Keith
you
Ryan
guys
talking
can
bounce
bounce
passes.
pass.
Still gives Jimmy a little lead in his pencil. Trev,
Awards.
the weekend has begun. Just a reminder, if you're going to be in Seattle, come to our event Tuesday, Optimism Brewing. We got a couple tickets left. We're doing a live show. We're doing ref guests with Jolly Out. The ref guest community is out of control. We were getting mobbed at Dan Canobio getting mobbed at NASCAR and the Cubs game for ref guests. Dalton Feely getting hit up for ref guests. And it's gotten too big, Trev. It's all gotten too real. If you're out in Seattle, come to our event. It's going to be so much fun. Rosie, Plouffe, Jess will be there. What's your award, Trev?
So throughout my life, I've had a few staffs enter and kind of change things for me for the better.
Okay.
Let me say that again. I've
don't
had
know.
a few staffs enter and change things for the better.
I don't know.
Not where your head is going.
I don't know.
You sicko. We can talk about Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White. Entering Rohan, saving King Theoden from Wormtongue and Saruman. They forgot to take his staff. I told you to take his staff. They didn't take his staff because Gandalf tricked them and said he wouldn't take a walking stick for an old man. It's not a walking stick. It's a powerful staff.
Yeah.
Get out of him, Saruman. He does. He leaves because Gandalf the White came. How about Matthew Stafford? I used to be a Russell Wilson guy.
Yeah.
Used to be a Seahawks guy. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I got a new QB1, and thank goodness because Russ is on the Broncos now doing God knows what. Seahawks have been pretty good. They got a new guy up there. Gave him, they paid him a little bit. Kind of love that for them, but I changed. Staffy's my guy. Played not tennis. I played golf with him yesterday. 18. He gave me a few strokes per side. We ended up even on the day. He can swing a little bit. He's a stick. Anyways. Kyle, stop texting me during my award, bro. I've had a few staffs come into my life and make it better. Just mention a few of them. You know what staff is making, another staff that's making my life better? Minnesota Twins pitching staff. I never thought I'd be able to say those words, man. I've been part of this organization for a long time. Pitching in my time with the Twins was never our strong suit. Had a few guys here and there. Back of the bullpen guys, nice. Couple starters, nice. But to put together a season that they're putting together right now, we don't really talk about it enough. I don't like to talk about the Twins too much on this show because people say that I'm choosing favorites. But you got to talk about them right now as a complete pitching staff. Not even talk about their starting rotation. Who leads the league in WHIP? The Minnesota Twins. Who leads the league in FIP? The Minnesota Twins. Now, if you want to break it down, the starters right now, they lead the league in ERA, WHIP. They're second in walks per 9, third in Ks per 9. Talk about a recipe for success. We don't walk guys, but we strike everybody out. They're first in hits per 9. They don't allow people on base. They eat up innings. They save the bullpen, which now has the fourth best WHIP in all of baseball. They allow the third least hits per 9 in all of baseball. The Minnesota Twins are 2 games over 500. They're sitting in first place in the AL Central. The offense has been abysmal. There's no other way to put it. But because the staff has been so good, they sit where they sit. They're in a position to add offensively, and they can really go. And this isn't just like, it's not fluky, man. Like, Joe Ryan's a guy.
Yeah.
Pablo Lopez is a guy. Bailey Ober, 6'9", the Nightmare, is a guy. Okay? Maeda coming back was a freaking bonus piece, dude. Nobody knew what to expect from him. He comes back and has been absolutely lights out, dude. I forgot about I didn't even mention Sonny Gray. How about that? the lone all-star on the team. He's been outstanding all year long. It's the deepest rotation in the big leagues right now. It really is. The numbers back it up. Everything supports it. I wanted to give a shout out to the pitching staff. I usually don't like starters. You know how I feel about Joe Ryan. These are my guys, man. So shout out Minnesota and the pitching and everything they've been able to do. And Pete Mackey, the pitching coach, who had to fill in and has really grabbed the hold of that locker room and made great changes and kept them consistent. That's the staff award.
Fantastic, Trevor. If the Twins could hit, I'll be interested to see at the deadline. Pablo Lopez, that's one of those cases where advanced numbers catch up often, and to drop his start. A Royals team that ain't hitting a lot, but that's a big boy start from him. And I'm excited to have another staff enter you in a couple days when I see you in Seattle. So, my award, Trev, I think you're gonna like this. I'm gonna give the pour a little water on the simulation award, because we have to end up here. We'll see in person. I think we're doing a Talkin' Baseball in person in Seattle.
I just got the schedule for all of our shows. Like, I'm gonna be not.
We grind.
We're gonna be
like
in that
7 a.m.,
studio.
8 a.m. Do you know like where I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be the king of Seattle.
We're the last grinders. You know that. Trev, you mentioned this yesterday. The simulation's broken. Me and Joe's McFly ended up at the New York Stock Exchange.
That was a glitch. That wasn't real.
Sums up, right? Like that's not supposed to happen.
Did you steal any money? Like, is there money? Can you just like take some? Or
I have the power. I think I can just go in there and oil.
Why were you there when it was Major League Cricket doing it? Like, are you tight?
I'm a pro cricket guy.
Can we own a franchise?
People asking for my business card, and me and Joe's being like, we haven't held a business card in a long time.
Got a YouTube channel though.
Yeah, go check out. Well, no, I'm not John Boy. I'm Boy. Trev, I'm gonna send some shots fired out there. We need to pour a little more water on the simulation. This is something me and BBD fell into on an episode.
Can I stop you?
Yeah.
I have no idea where you're going right now.
No, you shouldn't.
No clue.
Me and BBD fell into this on an episode of Wake and Jake. And I get it. It makes sense. Athletes are training harder than ever. We're throwing harder than ever. We're pushing the body to the limits more. Trev, I'm done with injuries. I'm calling out all the trainers in baseball. We got to get better. Because right now, Mike Trout, Yordan Alvarez, Aaron Judge, your AL All-Star outfield, all out. I go through this IL list every episode. Trev, think about what I just casually mentioned on the way by in that minute and a half. Clayton Kershaw, one of the best pitchers of our generation. He goes on the IL. Jazz Chisholm was on the cover of MLB The Show. He goes on the IL for the second or third time this year. Mike Trout, who was the best baseball player of our lifetime until he got a teammate from across the pond. Altuve on the IL again. I don't know, man. I realize it's not really how things work. But I don't know. Those trainers get paid salaries. I want more healthy guys on the field. Make it happen. Body nerds.
I guess. What are they supposed to do for Mike Trout's a hamate bone, dude?
Get him a new one. Put a piece of 3D printer.
I
Give
think
him a
they
new
already
hamate.
did that. He already had surgery on it.
Give him a new hand. I don't care. I want to see Mike Trout.
So, I mean, look, I get what you're saying. And teams are always searching for, we need a new trainer. The Yankees are famous for that over the last couple of years. The Twins did that. They got rid of their guy and they bring in Nick from the A's who comes over. But everyone has a few things that they do, but it's 162 and 180, bro. And, a lot of baseball movements you talk about, people from other sports say, baseball's not a contact sport. No, it's not, but it's a bunch of short burst movements. And short burst movements, like you can hurt yourself during those. not like you're jogging around, dude. Like everything is a quick burst movement with baseball. You're standing there and then you got to go.
Right.
It's just how the game is played, and it lends itself to a lot of soft tissue injuries. I don't know what the solution is, man. Stop playing the game so hard. We don't want that, though.
The Angels have an entire infield out.
I don't know what the solution is, man. I wish there was something. Trust me.
I know.
Obliques are happening a lot. The bone stuff, what are you supposed to do about that, man?
You can't do something about the bone stuff. I guess with the muscles.
I don't know what your point is, though. You're just mad that everyone's hurt.
The point is, people fall in love with this game by watching great players play. And a lot of great players are out. And I realize there's not a real solution here, but also maybe there is. And I hope, how about this? I hope on Talkin' Baseball 2039 episode, where I'm giving a trainer some love because he figured out a secret to keeping obliques healthier or keeping the soft tissue in better shape. Because
remember when everyone would hurt their oblique?
it stinks, dude. I realize it's the nature of the beast, and some people have already tuned this out, but I don't know, man. We see superstars of baseball go on the IL every time we do this, twice a week, and I hate it.
I hate it too. I wish I had an answer for you, bro.
We'll
tell you what, I'll give you a massage in Seattle.
How about in Seattle, one of these late nights, we start digging into the world's problems, including this. Trevor, I'm excited to see you. We are recording Monday
morning.
Every day. I think we go back to back or something like that.
Yes, but if you listen to this show, you'll hear the next installment of it Monday.
We got a special. Everyone, come to Seattle. We'll see you there. Thank you. Hit the music, Beebs. I'm out of here. All-Star break.
How bad?
Ollie's going to be there. Ollie's going to be me and him together.
Package deal. Chick sucks.
Best bunter in the game. Ollie Linton? Is that his last name?
Winston Oliver Linton Jr.
So, yes.
Short King.
Yeah. Oh, he got diced up, too. Dominican barber. Got braided up by a Nigerian. He gave me the whole spiel last night.